If you've been watching my earlier videos, you know I started with this. Well, we've got a bit further along. We did a whole lot of work on the roof, and you can see my earlier video about that. Here I am just finishing it up with my wonderful pressure washer and then painting it over with good old Sick Elastic. And if you want to see that video, it's one of my earlier carriage videos. And here it is, finished. Now for the walls. The first thing you might notice about the walls are that they're pretty chalky. The sun has been on this wall for 30 years in its current spot, and who knows how many years before that. And the sun has really deteriorated the paint, and everything's looking like it needs a good freshening up in one way or another. And so, better work to do. So the next thing to do was to start preparing the outside, which I washed it down with sugar soap, of course, and now I'm just doing all the cutting in of the undercoat. It's a really serious undercoat. It's got stuff in it that helps protect against the sun, etc, etc. Of course, I had to replace some of the timber strapping, those white pieces. And there's a lot of walls to do, I can tell you. If I'd known I was going to have all these shots of my backside, I would have not sat in that bit of paint, because it looks kind of weird. Anyway, there I am, working away, and what you're seeing is just a little bit. Remember, there's two sides to the train, and there's a front and there's a back. Anyway, no more whinging. And before you know it, I'm starting to do the rolling of the undercoat. You might notice I've left the little word guard unpainted, because I'm going to show you that later. Alright, undercoating. Yeah, lots of undercoating. If you hadn't watched my earlier videos, you might wonder why this is on an art channel. Because I'm turning it into an art studio. I don't know if, like me, you find work therapeutic. Well, therapeutic watching other people work. So, enjoy that bloke working a lot faster than it was in real time. Undercoating. It just went on and on and on. Trains are really long, you know. So finally we get to the spot where we've finished the undercoating, at least on this section, and now I'm going to start putting some of the red on. It was a really interesting red. I had trouble finding it. I had to go to a paint store. I went out to the local train museum place and I got some ideas, and then from the train museum place I got a formula. And when they plugged the formula in, someone had already named it, and it was called Yarra Valley Carriage Red, which I took to be a very good sign. Anyway, so this is the colour it's going on now, and like before, I've got to do all the cutting in, and then later I'll be rolling it. I should mention, of course, that while all this was happening, we put all the windows in, so you can see a window there just disappearing behind me. Several of the windows, about 11 or 12 of the windows, had to be fully replaced, and so my friend Richard did some bespoke timber work to create them in the right shape and size, and then we saved the glass out of quite a few of them, but not all, and so I had to get some glass as well. So here I am actually starting to roll the red on. This really is fun when you start to see the red go on. And you'd think one or two coats, well, 2 coats would be enough, but it wasn't. In the end I had to put 4 coats on. It's a high gloss red, and because of that it just is a bit thinner, or it shows through more easily than you want, and so you just put on more coats. That's all you can do. So I've shown you a lot on this side, but we're going to move to the other side in a moment, and you'll see my dear wife helping me, because she helped me do some of this as well. It was too much for one bloke, as it turns out. What are you doing there?
Painting.
Thanks, that's cool. Do you like that red?
It's very red.
Very red. Absolutely, it's very, very red. And here we are going down the other side of the train. So I won't put it to you in real time. That would be really boring. I'm not even going to show you the whole train. That would take too long as well. But even at this very accelerated rate, you can see that it's a lot of work. Oh, have I mentioned that before? So again, you'll see the little guard sign. So what I've done is I've cut around those guard signs because I'm trying to create or to keep some semblance of things that were there before. I've got a nice new number that's going to go on the other side, but the guard and the number signs are things that I wanted to keep some remembrance of how they used to look. So I've covered it with some kind of... So I've covered it with a varnish, and it'll look quite nice. You'll see when I pull some tape off the number a little bit later. So there it is, getting redder even as you watch. I think this shot's out of sequence, but anyway, it doesn't matter. There's me putting some more red paint around the area near the front. And finally we get a bit of a view of it being finished. It's got several coats on. You can see I've still got to do the windows, so it's still to come. But the red is really starting to look quite red now as we walk all our way. There's the number appearing that I saved. As we walk all the way down the train towards the fake tunnel. I've had various ideas for the tunnel. One idea is simply to paint it black. Look like it's maybe with a single white light coming towards you. There's a view from inside the little fake tunnel, looking back on the train. Another idea is to paint a Harry Potter kind of scene through that can be seen through that window at the back. Here's a view of the front, and looking ready to be painted. Again, it's out of sequence, but doesn't matter, you get the idea. Finally, here's me peeling off the little masking tape I had around the number. There's actually two train numbers there. You can see 1478, that might not be terribly clear to you. That's actually the older number. That's actually the newer number. 1478 is the newer number. The older number is 320, which is appearing, you know, mixed in with the other numbers. 320M. That means it was built around 1915, and also that the M stands for the fact that it's a driver carriage. And here's the big reveal. Really come up quite nicely, all sealed. The doors work, well, two of the doors work that we want to use, and nicely done on the outside. I'm going to quickly take you around the other side, just because. There's that guard sign that I'm going to put some black around and make a bit of a feature. You can still see there's a bit of work to do here. That's all right. And here we are going down the other side. Look at those sensational windows as well, and some little views inside, because the next thing we've got to do is the interior. So from this to this. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please press like. If you want to be notified when I put out more reactions to great art, please subscribe. See you next time.